girlfriend. I, 19 female, live with my parents. My brother, 32 male, and his girlfriend, she's either 21 or 22, I'm not totally sure, live in a town about 15 minutes away. But they stayed with us this weekend for my dad's birthday. My brother and I aren't that close, and I haven't talked much to his girlfriend, but she seems really nice. She's close to my age and goes to the same college as me, so I could actually see us being friends. Yeah, the age gap between her and my brother is a little weird, especially when she's almost the same age as me. But he's my brother, so if he's happy, last night my brother decided they were going to go out for drinks. My parents were already asleep, and his girlfriend didn't seem super thrilled about going, since it was already like 10 or 11 at night. But it wasn't my business, so I didn't say anything. I stayed up doing schoolwork in the kitchen, and I heard them come home around 1:30 or 2 in the morning. When they came through the kitchen to set their stuff down, his girlfriend was absolutely hammered. Like, could barely walk straight, slurring the whole thing. I asked if she was okay, and my brother said she was fine, and that they only had a couple drinks. He seemed like he was trying to rush her downstairs to the basement. That's the room they were staying in. I felt uneasy because she seemed way more drunk than he was letting on, but I brushed it off. About 10 minutes later, I heard a phone ringing on the counter. I didn't pay any mind to it until it kept on ringing, so I got a weird feeling and went to check it. It was her phone, and there were 3 missed calls from Mommy. I thought it was weird because I know my mom would never call me 3 times at 2 a.m. unless it was serious. I debated leaving it, but when it started ringing again, I decided to just take it down to her. I knocked before going down, but since the phone was ringing and I didn't assume there was reason for concern, I didn't wait long. As I started walking down, I heard some grunting noises that suddenly stopped, then some rustling. That's when it clicked what was happening. I immediately stopped and apologized and said out loud that I was just bringing her phone because someone was calling a bunch of times. My brother said it was fine and to come down. When I got to the bottom, he was standing there in a towel and looked nervous. His girlfriend was under the blankets in the bed, and from what I could see around her shoulders, she looked weird. She also was 100% asleep or passed out. I doubted what I was thinking for a second, but the smell in the room made it pretty clear what had been going on. I gave him the phone and went right back upstairs. I couldn't stop thinking about it though. She had been so drunk she could barely stand, while he seemed totally fine. It made me feel really uncomfortable, especially with her being a girl that's basically my age. I didn't know exactly what to do. I didn't exactly see anything happen, but my gut was screaming that something was off, and my mind kept going to the worst. I ended up telling my mom and asking her for advice about what I saw in the morning because I couldn't shake it. Later, my brother came upstairs alone. I said hi, but went straight to my room. I could hear my mom quietly talking to him, and then a few minutes later, he came into my room looking mad. He told me I was making serious stuff up that I didn't understand, and that they needed to stay out of his business. I told him I wasn't accusing him of anything, but that I felt uneasy about what I saw, especially because his girlfriend was super drunk, and that he has no reason to be mad if it's not the case. I said if I were in her position, I'd want someone to say something, and he would too. That made him even angrier. He told me I didn't know what the hell I was saying, and he went back downstairs. When they both did come up, my brother basically refused to let me talk to her at all, and her eyes were very bloodshot, possibly like from crying, but I didn't see very well, so maybe just from being hardly awake. Then he rushed them both out, and he said they were going to eat. My mom later thanked me for saying something, but my dad told me that I might have overstepped since I don't know the full story, don't want to get him in trouble, and feel bad if I did get him into trouble. Now I just feel weird and kind of guilty. I don't know if I did the right thing or if I just made everything worse. Am I wrong for telling my mom what I saw? Or for being uncomfortable about it? Update. I'm sorry if this is not the lengthy conclusion you expected, but I am going to be brief for the privacy and safety of the girl, and any future action she decides to take regarding this. This was not a product of a prior agreement between the hare and my brother. The calls from her mom were the response to a call she made to her earlier. That night when she was out with my brother and experienced abnormal effects under similar circumstances in the past. My mom and I drove her to the location she chose, and my brother went home in his own vehicle with my dad. I am not making any claims asserting the alleged reasoning or wrongdoing of any party, if any at all. Most importantly, the girl is safe and fully informed of both the occurrences and this post. I cannot make any claims on behalf of my brother, as we are not allowed to contact each other at this time, per my parents. Thanks for all the advice and for understanding. In addition, my parents have revealed details to me regarding the nature of my relationship with my brother in my childhood that they chose to keep from me, unless later brought up unprompted by myself for reasons they believe were justified. With that being said, I ask that you please refrain from further speculation regarding what happened between my brother and the girl, things my brother may have potentially done in his past, or about the choices my parents made in their wording or past actions. Remember that these are things that are about and impact the lives of real people. Thank you.
Am I wrong for calling my sister an attention seeker because she's making my grandma's death all about her? My grandma died a little over a week ago. My sister, 19, was supposed to stay the night with her in the hospital. We were all there until around 9:30 and she was fine. She was sitting up and talking. At 2:30, some cop was knocking on our door to tell us that she was dead and to take us to the hospital. She had a heart attack. In my culture, when someone dies, you open their house so anybody can pay their respects. Like my mom and aunt seriously posted her address on social media with dates and times. I just have to say that my sister is the perfect one, and that role is very important to her. She has a tiny body, great skin, piercing blue eyes, and springy blonde curls. She literally looks like a Disney princess. Nobody in our family even has blonde hair or blue eyes or curly hair except for like a couple of my grandparents' siblings. She's also a preschool teacher. In my state, you can get a certificate after a year of college and a certain number of hours in the classroom, and works with kids outside of the classroom, so now she teaches all of the little cousins and has people coming to her for advice and really makes a spectacle of her being great with kids. So anyways, we had the open house thing, and people she didn't even know kept coming to her and telling her that she was our grandma's favorite and how proud our grandma was of her. Then somebody asked how she was doing after seeing her die, and my sister goes on and on about how it was the scariest thing in her life, and how when she knew grandma was going to die, she tried calling us, but we all slept through it, and how after grandma died, she had to call one of her preschool parents to wake us up and take us to the hospital because she didn't know how else to reach us. I swear she told that story at least 20 times between the 2 nights. When she wasn't telling that story, she was showing off all of her jewelry that my grandma apparently gave her, but before her death, she insisted they were fakes from Amazon, or talking about her other job working with kids and giving advice on which public library is the best for toddlers, and showing pictures of the vacation her boss took her on. It was all about her. After the second night, I told her she doesn't have to be an attention seeker. We get it. She's perfect, and she was grandma's favorite person in the world, and she does like the best job for women in our culture and knows everything about little kids, but grandma's death isn't about her. I got in trouble because she's traumatized, and she and grandma had a special relationship. Now my sister is pissed with me, and my parents are trying to pretend like nothing happened, but they still want me to apologize. So am I wrong for calling her an attention seeker?
Am I wrong for telling my friend her wedding was disappointing? So my 25 female friend, let's call her Layla, got married recently. We were part of the same friend group in college. I was super excited when I received the invitation because I had never been to a wedding before, but I knew all about them from Reddit and movies. I was looking forward to the wedding for weeks, and the night before, I made sure all my preparations were ready. I put a baggie of popcorn and a spray bottle of red wine in my purse. I arrived early and sat in the back so I wouldn't miss anything. Then I sat back and waited, and waited, and nothing. People came in, found seats, greeted each other quietly. No one threw a tantrum because someone else got a +1. No one started yelling because they discovered their ex was invited. I was just beginning to give up hope when I saw her. Some woman I didn't know walked in just before the ceremony began. Her dress was mostly blue, but there was definitely some white in the patterns. I eagerly clutched my purse, but again, nothing. Noon seemed to care that this woman was brazenly wearing white to a wedding. Even when the bride appeared and walked down the aisle, she barely even seemed to pay attention to the guests. Then the ceremony started, and it was just a bunch of taking. I mean, the bride and her husband said some sweet stuff to each other, but overall it was just really boring. Absolutely zero drama. They didn't even have that part where they ask about objections. With the ceremony over, I had to put my remaining hope in the reception. But they were once again dashed as the night wore on. Everything was just fine. The food, the music, was all nice, I guess. But no drama. The best man and maid of honor gave short, sweet speeches, but no drunk relative grabbed the mic. There were no proposals or pregnancy announcements. People just ate, danced, and had a good time. No one even stole someone else's vegan meal or gluten-free dessert. Later that evening, our old friend group was talking, and the bride came over to see how everyone was doing. I was quiet, and she asked if everything was okay. I admitted I was quite disappointed with her wedding and explained all I've said above. She asked if I was really hoping her wedding would be ruined. I calmly explained, at least I had that I was just expecting a real wedding like I'd read about on Reddit, and all of them had some sort of drama. She gave me a weird look and moved on, but I could tell she was annoyed. It's been a week since the wedding, and I'm here sitting on my couch, staring at my phone, waiting for it to blow up. But so far, no one is taking sides. None of her family or our mutual friends are sending angry texts. It's like no one cares about our minor interaction. Am I wrong here? I'm so confused. Was that even a wedding without any drama? Am I wrong for ignoring my girlfriend? Hi all, my girlfriend, 32 female, and I, 32 male, have been living in the house we bought together for about 8 months. My girlfriend talks a lot, which I don't mind, but she has a habit of talking to me while she walks to other rooms in our house. If I want to listen to her, I pretty much have to follow her around the house while she talks about her day. If I'm busy or just trying to sit down and relax for a bit, thus can be quite annoying, as all I hear is mumbled words. I've asked her if she wants to talk to me, then can she please remain in the room I'm in, as I can't hear her all the way in the bathroom or bedroom, but she's still docile. I've probably been a bit childish, but when she has started to talk to me if she leaves the room I'm in, I just ignore her. It's pretty easy to do, as I can't even hear what she's saying. The last couple of times she's been mad at me because I missed what she was saying, especially if it's about making plans for the coming days. Things got a bit heated the other night, as while she was complaining about her coworker while she was doing her laundry, I was in the kitchen doing the dishes, and I couldn't hear her as both these rooms here on the other side of the house. She came into the kitchen and told me I was an idiot for ignoring her. I replied, "If you want to talk to me, stay in the same room as me. I'm not a dog that will follow you around all day." She's been giving me the silent treat all last night and this morning. So am I wrong?
Am I wrong for refusing to babysit and prepare dinner? I, 25 female, live in a multi-family household, residing in the in-law apartment. My sister, 28 female, lives in the main house with my mom and her 2 kids, 7 male and 4 male. It's been 3 years of living here so far, and it's been very frustrating to say the least. I pay rent, my sister doesn't, because she needs the help as a single mom. Due to the housing dynamic, I find myself involuntarily babysitting. I babysit my nephews once a week for free 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m., and my mom babysits 2x per week while my sister works 3rd shift. The specific weekday that I babysit is tough for me because I have a 10-hour work from home shift and I'm also in graduate school. My sister and I have had multiple arguments because I've said I don't want to babysit after work because I'm tired. Sometimes she'll leave the kids upstairs without even asking me or telling me she's leaving. I've even asked her to at least make sure the kids have dinner prepared, so all I have to worry about is getting them ready for bed. That simple request is a problem for her. She calls me lazy for having a problem with her not preparing dinner. Last night we got into a heated argument about it because I'm tired of the entitlement, especially after helping her during Hello Weekend with the kids. Making sure they were showered Saturday night, ate lunch the next day, and taking them to church in the park while she sleeps after her third shift. And she cursed me out in text. Air fryer and chicken nuggets and fries. A 2-effort job. Sincerely, another person at working a 10-hour shift. Then I mentioned how she's the mother. She should meal prep, and she should be ashamed for seeing a problem with me asking her to do so. She continued to curse me out. You lazy, some people actually do work, and you sit at a computer complaining about putting chicken nuggets in an air fryer for 15 minutes, you lazy. Obviously, I'm going to make sure they eat. So yes, I'm going to do it. But it's the fact that she expects me to be a nanny instead of taking the time to do it herself. She always claims how toxic of a family we are, and how other people's family members do more for them. Personally, why would I do favors for someone that is rude and entitled?
Am I wrong for not helping my girlfriend? Hello, I might need some other opinions, trust viewpoint to possibly help change my mind. In a conversation with my girlfriend, female 21, and I, male 23, it recently came up that I'm planning on financially supporting my younger sister when she's studying. Currently, she doesn't need the money yet, and isn't accepting it, because she's still living with our older sister, but she will in the future, start a few months, when she has to pay for her own apartment. She also is working part-time, but that is not enough to cover everything, and we want her to have time to focus on her studies. My girlfriend expressed that she doesn't support the idea, thinks it would be unfair for me to support my sister but not her. We've been together for almost 6 months, we don't live together. My girlfriend is currently doing an apprenticeship. She also sometimes works as a babysitter. She argues if I'm willing to support my sister with a monthly allowance, I should also be willing to support her in the same way. I have offered stated that I would be willing to help if she lacks money for any necessities, but she says that is unfair, since I am not giving the same stipulation to my sister. I might have enough funds to support them both if I decrease the amount for my sister, but it might be tight with my own budget. I am looking for your opinions whether I'm being unreasonable, if there is a good compromise, or whatever you think.